Hi everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie back with you today for our December daily. This is for days 5 and 6. So for day 5 it says use a Christmas specimen card. So I'm going to check that one off and then let me show you what I have. So I have printed out some specimen cards from my porch prints, and this is how they come. So typically you would just cut this out, fold this in half, and then you have the image on both sides. I decided I wanted to have clear in the center, and these are great for that because they are mirrored images. So all I did was cut this out on both sides and then cut out these, fussy cut these, both of these out. So you end up, these are the ones I'm going to use, with, they will go back to back, and so they're mirror images. So you can see it on both sides. So that's what I'm going to use. I've got these are coffee cups, and then I've got these ornament ones. So those are the two I'm going to be making. And I've already cut out the frames to save time. So I have both of the frames here. And this is just on 110 pound cardstock. It really doesn't feel 110 pound, but that's what I end up getting from Amazon. So it's probably a little lighter than that. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, and this is going to go on my page. So this will be the background. So I'm going to just set that one aside. For now, what I would like to do is I would like to emboss these. I want them to be shiny. Even though the acetate's going to be there, I still want them to be a little shiny. So I am going to grab a piece of paper that I can use, and then I'm going to go ahead and emboss these. Okay. So I've got my little embossing tray. Looks like it needs a little cleaning job. It's got a little bit of stuff in it from before. So I'll just take care of that. Okay. I've got my embossing dauber, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to go ahead and put these all over. We may have to do them twice. We'll see. We'll see how this clear embossing powder is. Make sure I got enough of it on here. You can also use a Versamark pad. I have that as well. I just thought for these small pieces this would be fine. So just putting quite a bit on there. And then, since I don't want this to stick on everything, I'm going to fold the page, and then we'll put our embossing powder on. So let me just lay these back out. And hopefully they haven't dried too much. So this is the embossing powder I'm using. I don't even think I've opened this one yet. So this is by Ranger. So let's go ahead and put this all over. And I'm going to grab my tweezers. And let's see how well we're doing here. I'm going to make sure I've got them covered well. I'm going to probably have to do this twice. Whoops. That one's pretty good. Looks like I've missed a little bit on both of these ornament ones. That's okay. We're going to do them again anyway. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, close this up, and grab my heat tool. use my tweezers. Once it starts to go, it goes really quick. I want to make sure it's all completely heated so it all melts. Okay, let's do this one. Oops, get out from under there. I like it. I think this one's completely done. Ah, come on out of there. There we go. Hard on these little pieces, they just like to fly everywhere. There we go. Make sure this is all embossed. You'll be able to tell if it isn't. It'll still feel kind of gritty. Give it a few seconds to make sure you get them all embossed. They'll be shinier than they were. I think this one's completely okay. Let's see. I think they look pretty good, actually. I like the shininess on them. So I've got to let them cool. So you can see a little bit of the shine there. And on the coffee cups. And of course behind the acetate it's going to show the shine as well. So I think I'm just going to go with this. I think we're good. So let me just put away the rest of this embossing powder so we don't get it everywhere. Okay. Perfect. Set that aside and put this tray off to the side as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and work on assembling. First thing I want to do is, you still get a lot of embossing powder on your table no matter how hard you try to not. So let me just clean this off a little bit. Alright, so now let's go ahead and work on these. So let's go ahead and score, and you're going to score right here on this line. And there's a line on each one of them. So we'll get this out here, and I'm going to just line it up with one of the grooves here, and then just score right down the center, just like that. Got that one. Do the same thing, just line it up and then score. This will make it easier to fold. Okay, so we've got that. So now we can fold these. And then use your bone folder. And you may have a little bit of white showing, but we're going to ink it. So on the inside here you may have a little bit showing. So just ink around the edges, or you can trim it additionally. You can do some more trimming in there. I am going, oh, this one isn't quite in the center, so let's fix that. Sometimes the lines are not quite where you may have scored, so you just need to kind of work with it a little bit and refold it. So just carefully do that. And I'm still going to have a little bit showing, so yeah, this just isn't lining up right. So let's rescore this. We need to come over just a little bit more. Once this is put together, it should be okay. But let's see. Let's come over just a tad more. Make another score line right next to this one. So hopefully this will take care of it. So, well, it's better, but it's not perfect. But that's okay. I think we're better. Okay, so let's use our bone folder and make sure we've got this exactly where we want it. Trying to fix it so it lines up better. Okay, we're better, much better. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and use walnut stain this time, and I definitely want to ink all the inside edges, and if you need to, open it up and also ink, and that will get all the areas that you want. So if you just open this up and then add some ink along this edge here, that will help to hide any of the white that might be showing. I mean, these are not exactly perfect because you're hand cutting them. If it was left where it was like this one, then, you know, it's much easier to do because you're not doing any of the cutting out of here. But I wanted them to be different. Just checking where I need to ink. Ink covers up all kinds of things, so don't be afraid to use it. And this is crafting. It's never always perfect. And that's the fun of it, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and continue on the inside white part because I want to make sure all of this is hidden when we go to put our specimen cards together. So I'm just going to continue inking, and then I'll also ink all around the outside. And be careful, these are much thinner when they're cut out, so a little bit harder to ink, but you pretty much get it okay. And if you still don't like any of this, like I'm not real happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and come on in and clean that up. And don't be afraid to do that either. So I'm just going to cut this and clean it up a bit. That looks much better. I'm going to go ahead and clean up on this side just a little bit more as well. And then I'll re-ink. Much better. I'm much happier with that. This side is a little bit off as well, so let me just clean that up. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Finish inking. And this one is actually pretty good, so we're just going to ink around this one, get this one all ready to go as well. You can use any color ink you want. I just decided this time I wanted to use walnut stain. I've been using vintage photo all along, but just really wanted to try some walnut stain. Be careful of that. Bends easily. Okay, I think we pretty much got it. Do a little bit more down here and on this side. Okay, now that we've got them inked, I have some acetate here. Clean up my scraps. So this is the acetate. It's just real shiny, so sorry for the glare. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces, and I'm going to cut them just to where they fit just inside the frame. So let me get my paper trimmer, and let's see how large I want them to be. So I am going to cut them at, let's see if I come in here. So I'm going to cut them about 3.5 inches by 3.5. So let's try that. Make sure that's going to work okay for this. So let's go 3.5. And let's see. I'm going to clean this side up. It's not even. Oh, there's little pieces of paper everywhere. And then 3.5. And let's see how that works. And that's actually a little too large. So I'm thinking 3. So let's need to straighten this side out as well. So let me do that. I think it's more of a square now, so let me take a look. So yeah, I'm going to take it down to 3. And hopefully that works. So 3, and then I need to straighten this side out. This was just a piece that I had in there, so it's not super straight, so I want to make sure that I get the right size. Okay, so that works. It's not really the cleanest acetate. I think it's just got some things on it. Okay, so we are at 3 by 3. So I'm going to cut 3 more pieces. 3, 3 by 3. Okay, there's our 2, and then I need 2 more. So let's see, I think this side is more straight. Actually, neither side is straight, so let's just straighten them out. Okay. So now, 3. It's really frustrating when things are crooked. Okay, 3 by 3. There's that piece and 1 more. Let's see. 3 by 3. Okay, I think we have them now. So what I want to do is basically sandwich these pieces that we have embossed. So the first thing I want to do is ink up all the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and do these on the inside also to cover up any white. You can also trim it, and then use my art glitter glue. Ooh, I think it's got stuck. And glue these together. So you're just gluing these back to back. Okay, come on, Mr. Art Glitter. Gotta come out. and work with us today. Okay, here we go. So I'm just gluing that together and just line it up so you've got a back-to-back piece like that. And we'll do the same thing. Ink around the white part on the inside, cover up anything that might be showing. And we'll glue these guys together. Like so. So they look pretty good. Don't really need to trim anything. So we've got both of our pieces. So there we go. So now what I want to do is we're going to glue one side of the acetate on. So I'm just going to put glue around just a little bit in because I don't want it squishing into the center, and lay our first piece of, oh, this one's a little bit long. Let's see, let's go this way and I can trim it. So we'll do that. Let me trim that. Like so. Okay, so we got our first piece on. Let's clean this off. Getting stuff in my acetate that I don't want. There we go. Now on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and put another piece on. So we'll do the same thing. Leaving a little border so it doesn't squish into the center of your acetate. And lay that piece down. I'm hoping this will work right. And then I'm going to sandwich this in between and glue this completely down. So that's what I'm hoping for, that it will stay intact. So we're going to add the glue all the way around. And then make sure our piece is where we want it and sandwich it down. Just going to hold it for a little bit, make sure that it sticks very well, and then it should stay together. I think it is. So just want to make sure it's glued securely. So there's our first specimen card. It's got a little bit of squish in there, but hopefully when it dries we won't see it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to take our pieces of acetate. This one's just a little bit long, so let me trim this a little bit. Make sure we're okay. Yep. And again, we'll go around here, not too close to the edge, because I did get a little bit of squishing in the other one. Lay it down. And if there's anything sticking out, then you can trim it off. And then we take our last piece, make sure we don't have to, we need to trim this one just a little bit. Like that. So make sure, yep. And again, we'll put the glue. Good thing about art glitter glue is that it does dry clear. So I'm going to put this piece on and get that one in place. And then we're going to take again, this one is our ornament, and going to sandwich that in. So glue all the way around, more toward the edge so that it secures it, all the way around here. And then make sure you have your piece the way you want it and close it down. Just like that. So now we have our 2 specimen cards. And just make sure that they get sealed so that, now I still got some glue squishing out, but it's going to dry, so I'm not going to worry a little bit too much about it. So there's our pieces. So now we can take our page. So this is what I want to use for the back of the page in my journal. And I'm going to just use my tearing ruler and tear it to size. So get our journal, and we have our next page, which is going to be right here. And trim off that one side, and then let's trim it, let's see, right about here. I love using the tearing rulers. They just give it such a nice edge. And it's easier if you do the longer side and use this side to tear than it is to try to tear the tinier side. I've learned that over a time of using this. Okay, and then my mark is right here. So I'm just going to line up these lines so they're straight, so I'm getting a straight tear. And the top and the bottom. Oops. You gotta really hold it down tight to get it right. There we go. Okay, so now clear off my space a little bit, ink around the edges, again using the walnut stain. I love the way it looks when you put the ink on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it just really brings out the tear that you just did with the tearing ruler. And you could just use a regular ruler, you don't have to use a tearing ruler. You can also use a decollage trimmer, which I've used, but sometimes you just want it to be simple. So we are going to glue this in our page. Make sure we get the writing the right side up. Now I've also got this sewn and torn. Let's see, we'll just tear this just kind of evenly with that. There we go. And let me just re-ink that edge. Because what I did is I folded this down and I sewed it just to give it a little bit of character in the journal. So we'll glue this down. Like that. I'm just going to go around the edges because then that way it doesn't buckle. And we'll put that in place. Try to get it even. Like so. And now what we can do is take our 2 specimen cards, put the glue lid back on, and I want to make them as little flips. So I've got some washi tape over here. So I thought either this one or this one. This one's kind of wide, so let's go with this one. So we'll get the washi tape started again. Been sitting a while. It's not something you use all the time. So I've got to get it going again. Okay. So let's see. I'm just going to put it on the edge here. Make sure we got it right side up. And I'll just do that. And trim it off. I got all kinds of things stuck to me here. Okay, I'm going to even this up a little bit. And then also I'm going to even this up. So we've got that. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this because this washi tape's been around a while. And I don't want them coming off, so I'm just going to add a little bit of art glitter glue. And make sure it's right side up, and let's see. I think I want them right about here. So we'll come down a little bit, give us some space. So we've got that. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Like so. Hopefully you can't hear my dog Buddy snoring. He's tired. He helped me decorate the tree this morning. Okay, so let's put this one on. Make it even. And now we have our specimen flips. And you can see one of these is smaller than this one. Having different sizes. So there is, and I'll put the date on this. So we're on the 5th. So I will be looking for something in my postage stamps with 5 on it. And let's see, get my postage stamp book out here. See if I can find something in green or red with a 5. I have been having so much fun using these because it's not like something I use all the time, and I just thought, why not use these as dates? Okay, here's a perfect one. I think this one will go great. Number 5. Okay, so this is my stamp. Okay, put this away. And I'm going to just ink around the edges. And this stamp is from Haiti. So let's see, should we put it here in the center? Why not? Right there. Kind of in between the two. Okay, so here's day 5. Sorry for the glare. It's really hard when you got acetate. But day 5 all ready, set to go. So now I'm going to clean up and get ready to do day 6. So I will be right back in just a couple minutes after I clean up this and get the next grouping. Okay, now we are on to day 6, and day 6 is to use a Christmas card. So I'm going to check that off. And the Christmas card I chose is this one. And it says, hope came to earth in the form of a man, revealing God's love and his ultimate plan. Hope came to earth, bringing joy beyond measure. God's Son, Jesus Christ, is a gift we treasure. And I absolutely love this. I'm a Christian, and so I thought this would be perfect to add into my journal. So I'm going to fussy cut this out. I'm going to turn this into a pocket, and then I've got this journaling card that I printed off from a digital, and I've cut this out, and I'm still deciding for the background if it's going to be this gingham or if it's going to be this music. So to start with, I'm going to finish fussy cutting this. So I'm basically just, going around because there's a lot of detail as far as little berries, and I'm just kind of quickly and easily fussy cutting this out. So basically it's just taking off the border and the rest of the card, because I still got the inside of the card that I'm not going to be using. But I could use it for something else down the road, so we'll see. So we'll finish cutting this. Just take it right down this center of the card, make it easier. Put that aside, and now I can finish cutting all this. Try to make it so it's not just straight. Give it a little bit of character here on this side where the fold was, to make it look nicer with the rest of it. And we almost got it. So once I got this cut out, I think I'd be able to figure out which of the backgrounds that I want on this. Okay, so now that we've got that cut, so let's try it. So if I use this, and I created it to where a pocket this way, it doesn't really show up all that much. And we're using a lot of the music, so I think it's going to end up being this. And that really shows up. Okay, tearing ruler again. So let me mark this. Pencil, there it is, hiding. And first of all, let me just tear off one of the edges. So let's take care of that. So we'll just tear off this edge. I'm just lining it up. This is just regular copy paper. This is probably, I don't know, 20 pound. It's regular copy paper. I have some that's a little bit stronger. And let's go ahead and do the top and the bottom. Seems we're going to have to do it anyway. So we'll tear that. And here. Perfect. Okay, so now we can measure this. So let's see, we want it this right about there and right about here. And this also has a folded page because it's the other side of the other one, so we can tear that after we get it figured out on the page. So again, I'm just lining up the lines to make sure I got this straight. My ruler has those lines on there, which makes it nice. And let's see, where's my other mark? Right there. Plus the gingham has the lines you can follow. So let's see. Oh, I didn't get this torn off. Let's tear this off better. There we go. So now we can tear it right about there. So let's see. Yep, that works. Ink up the edges. Again, I'm just using the walnut stain. Decided to go with that today. Some days I like the vintage photo. I think it just kind of depends on whatever it is, the paper I'm using or the design I'm doing, which one looks the best, how much do I want the grunge to look. You know, I do enjoy the vintage and some of the grunge, but my old style was always, you know, clean and simple, and there's part of me that still enjoys that very much. So I gotta try to incorporate a little bit of each. Okay, I also want to go ahead and ink this. You won't see much of it, but I want to at least cover all the white edges. That's the main thing. It's getting the edges all taken care of. So we'll ink that up. And while we're inking, we will just go ahead and ink up this. I am going to mount this on something, not sure yet what. We'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, inking done. Alright, so let's glue this down. Around here, all around the edge again. And just make sure I have enough to seal it. Good. Got all the areas. And then get that secured on here where I want it. Let's see, I think right about there. Perfect. And then this, we are going to just glue on 3 sides. So this is an easy project. Kind of wanted a little bit of easy. Been doing some little more difficult ones because I just enjoy doing them, and I decided to do a little easier project. Whoops, I put the glue on the wrong side. I should have marked that. I know a lot of people mark it smart, and I should have done that, but I didn't. Okay, so now I think I got it right. So that right about there, and get that glued down good. Make sure it stays, because this is a heavier card. And then let's see, I have this, and I wanted to use this as a pocket. So we need to put something on this. So let's see. Let me grab something and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided on this craft color. So I cut it just to have a little bit of border around here. I am going to ink it up. All around the edges, a little bit more on the corners. That. And then we'll glue this on, card on. I like the way that looks. Before I glue it on though, I want to add a tab. I have a different piece of this gingham. It's a cardstock where the other was actual copy paper. I just got this brand new tab punch. So, you know, I want to try it. So let's see. Fold this in half. And see, it stops. So you get the full punch of your tab, and it's already folded. I've been seeing this being used, and I have looked high and low, and I finally found where I could buy one. They had it on Amazon. There wasn't very many of them, so I snatched it up. I also told my sister at Nana's Crafting Cottage, and so she got one too. So, before I glue on the card to the background, I want to, I think, put this on first. So let's see if I did that and then I put this on. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we'll put the tab on first, and that'll make it easier to pull out. So I'll glue on here and here, and we'll center it right about there. Okay. And then we'll put our card on. You can add a dangle if you want to. I've decided not to because my journal's already getting bulky, so I don't want to add another dangle on here. So then this can just tuck in here, and that's our pocket. And this will be for our project today. And let's see, I think I want to add maybe a couple of decorations. So let's see, what do we have here off to the side? I got some poinsettias. So let's decorate with a little bit of this. Let's see. I'm thinking the red ones because I think the white would be too stark with the rest of this. And then maybe right here. So we'll do that. That'll add enough bulk. And then I want to also look for a stamp for the day, which is for the 6th. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back and show you the final result. Alright, I got lucky. I have a stamp with 6 on it. And this is a U.S. postage stamp, so from the United States. I think I want to make it stand out a little bit, so I'm going to put it right on the top of the card, or the pocket. And that is for December 6th. So we'll put that right there. And that completes our project for the 6th. So we can go back and take a look. This is what we did on the 5th. So we made these specimen cards, and we've added these to our journal. And I used a stamp with 5 on it. Let me get the glare out so you can see those specimen cards a little better. We attached them with washi tape, and you could do another round of washi tape on the other side if you want to. And then for the 6th, we used a Christmas card. So we cut that out, we made a pocket, and we added this Christmas greeting card for the inside with a tab. So that's our 2 projects for December 5th and December 6th. I hope you enjoyed them. Hopefully you'll be able to do something with some of these projects and prompts, and hopefully I'd love to see them. So if you comment below, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also let me know if you're making anything by showing photos. I'm Crafting Auntie on Instagram and the Crafting Auntie on Facebook. And if you just tag me, I'll see them. Hopefully you'll pop on over to Nana's Crafting Cottage as well and see what my sister's been up to. She's doing the same prompts with different projects. We each one do not know what we're doing when we do these, so it's kind of fun going back and seeing what each other has done. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video for December 7th and 8th. Bye!